It's time for our daily dose of cope. And we have correspondent Lily Cassidy. She's saying, Baka, the leopard is eating your face again. These people thought it was going to be the other faces, but it's actually them. Let's jump into some of these stories. People seem to like these progression tweets. Here we have Bland. Bland is talking to Liz Cheney right here saying, how do you sleep at night? So full of hatred and bitterness, just like your boss Biden, who gave you a preemptive pardon because you know and the Biden knows you are guilty. Kind of like also how Trump came in and actually pardoned people that were the failed insurrectionists, that kind of thing. So he was just talking about Liz Cheney's pardons, and now he's thanking Jessica Watkins for this, saying, thank you for standing up to the evil tyrants in D.C. So happy you are out. I live in communist Colorado, and I'm looking forward to moving to a free red state. God bless you and all the January Sixers. So he believes that letting felons go is a perfectly good thing, but can't stand Liz Cheney and her preemptive pardon. Here he is speaking to his dear leader. He says, Dear sir, how can I get a copy of your rockin' presidential portrait? It is inspiring. Respectfully, he gives his real name, Richard Rangel. He gives his real name on this Dear Don post. JD Vance News says, on a scale of 1 to 10, rate your current level of support for Elon Musk. Bland says 11. Bland is getting a little irritated talking to Pam Bondi right now. When are we going to see indictments for all the border is secure lies spewed by Mayorkas, Biden, Harris, and all the other lying rats in the Democratic Party? Perjury and treasonous actions by all of them. As Schumer once said, unleash the whirlwind. Now, he's okay with felons getting let loose because they are January Sixers. That's cool. But let's indict people for lying about the border is secure. Okay, got it. These people are definitely in a cult. Now, here he is with some strong language to his dear leader. What the F happened to no taxes on Social Security? Government spends $150 billion on law-breaking illegals and seniors get the shaft. I voted for you, and I'm so pissed about the Social Security tax cut not being included in the big, beautiful bill. And these seniors are going to see what happens when they start cutting all of these other things for the poor, for the elderly, for disabled. And a lot of poor MAGA will be impacted. This person didn't melt down as much as I like to see, but he's still a little peeved. So we all should have heard by now that Trump wants to accept a $400 million gift. This is expressly against the language in the Constitution, but it ain't like he cares about that. Constitution, smashstitution. He don't care about that. This is a post that says, I worked out a big, beautiful deal. Carter gave me a plane to use, and I get to keep it if I ever decide to leave office. And they're calling him Klepto Rico. The plane says Hamas Force One, but what Trump really said on his live social page. So the fact that the Defense Department is getting a gift free of charge of a 747 aircraft to replace the 40-year-old Air Force One temporarily in a very public and transparent transaction so bothers the crooked Democrats that they insist we pay top dollar for the plane. Anybody can do that. The Dems are world-class losers. MAGA. This man is flaunting in our faces that he doesn't give a damn about the Constitution at all. But this is actually kind of wild because Laura Loomer is actually having some things to say. Ben Shapiro as well. Both of them are alt-right extra MAGA influencers. But this is what Laura said. I love the president. I would take a bullet for him. That is so weird to me. That is so cultish. But I have to call a spade a spade. We cannot accept a $400 million gift from jihadists in suits. The Qataris fund the same Iranian proxies in Hamas and Hezbollah who have murdered U.S. service members, the same proxies that have worked with the Mexican cartels to get jihadists across our border. This is really going to be such a stain on the admin if this is true. And I say that as someone who would take a bullet for Trump, once again being weird right there. I'm so disappointed. Now, this is coming from Laura Loomer, extra MAGA, let's make America great, and all of that. That's who's saying this. So here's a post that I came across in the Boomers Being Fooled subreddit. So it's titled, Boomer Next to Me Ranted About the DEI Hire a Woman Captain for the Entire 3-hour flight. So she says, I, 22-year-old woman, flew this weekend to visit my mom in Puerto Rico. And unfortunately, I was trapped in a window seat next to a misogynistic boomer. As soon as we took off, he began to rant about his terrible discovery that the pilot is a black woman. I used to be a flight attendant and I actually knew the captain. She's an excellent pilot. I tried to get him to realize I wasn't going to agree by saying, I know, isn't it great that JetBlue is so inclusive? He ended up ranting for almost the entire flight about how we are going to crash into the ocean because of females and blacks don't know how to drive a car, let alone fly a plane. I put headphones on. He continued. I begged the flight attendants to move me. It was a full flight. There was no escape. He eventually got into a full-blown argument with the woman next to him, and the flight attendants had to break it up and finally got him to shut up before our descent. As we were walking off the plane, he muttered something I didn't hear to the captain. I don't know what he said, but her eyes were wide with disgust. Edit. I called the captain. I still had her number from when we worked together to find out if she was willing to file a complaint with me against him. We had a very long conversation about what happened. It turns out this boomer a-hole called her the N-word, and she already got him blacklisted from the airline for harassment and bigotry. Yes, that is how you do it. This boomer effed around and found out clearly. I love this story. Okay, I don't know what that was. Now here we have a Facebook post from this woman named Mary. Mary says, I voted for Trump and now I regret it. Groceries are not going down, and now he's talking about cutting my medical insurance unless we work 80 hours a month. I honestly worked 3 jobs raising my first son and worked at least full-time with my second. Now, unfortunately, I'm disabled with neuropathy and dead bone in my left leg. He is trying to get rid of our insurance when I can't even walk down the hill to catch a bus. BS. I know some people take advantage, but I'm not one of them. Also, I did not vote for Elon Musk either to make any decisions for our us. That's what she typed. I didn't do that. The thing is, yes, you did vote for Elon Musk because Elon Musk bought the presidency. So there you go. And he doesn't care about you, Mary. He doesn't care about poor MAGA, unhealthy MAGA, disabled MAGA. He doesn't care about y'all. He doesn't. What was funny about this is that this post has all of these laugh reacts. I went and looked at them. Out of 106 reactions, 98 are laughing at this woman. So David tries to reassure Mary, saying, you will be exempt, Mary. He wants to cut it on the folks that can work, but leech of society, that's not you. So he really thinks that only the people that are leeches are going to be impacted. And that's not true, especially the way they're cutting staff and making it harder and harder for these people to actually take advantage of their benefits. Mary says, oops, my fault. So good thing David came in. That was enough for her to be reassured. Maria says, it takes longer than a few months. And remember, you live in a dim state. Also, the president doesn't make the entire decision. And they aren't talking about cutting out healthcare for disability. And then Tiffany says, yes, Trump is talking about cutting Medicaid for those with disabilities. Or did you miss today's news? Oh, yam tits will just sign an executive order like he has been doing since January 20th. She is lucky that she lives in a blue state where the elected Democrats are trying to protect their constituents from Trump's BS. And that's the thing. They get to benefit from being in a blue state because most of the blue government actually gives a damn about their people and wants to try to hold on to these benefits. It's just the Republicans are trying to snatch it from everybody. This was a meme on the post. Please take a screenshot. It's actually from 2018, but still relevant. It says, not now, Carla Jean. Fox is about to tell me what I believe. And then here's one more that you can take a screenshot of. You voted for this. And then this person also they're posting this on her page on Facebook. Lai says, I never thought the leopards would eat my face. It is so appropriate that these people know and understand that they are getting what they voted for. So I'm going to leave you with that one. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.
You voted for You stupid bitch. You voted for this. You stupid, stupid bitch. You're just a stupid little bitch who thought that it would never happen to you, bitch. You voted for this, bitch. Ting.